I understand now, at least as much as any human mind can. My torment would find no end in Zagoria. Ever since the equinox celebration, each night I would wake up screaming at the moon on the count of horrors I had dreamt. The eyes of the serpent was always watching me, gauging my worthiness. I was a grounded man, like Pete had said.
Man of science, huh?
Ghosts and goblins, and especially gods, had never played any part in my life before, and I certainly didn't find their concept to be appealing in the slightest, especially since The Walking Dead already provided enough horrors for us as they did. But no matter where I went or what I did, the nightmares returned. The scales writhing, the eyes gleaming. I could find no respite. I was on the verge of breaking down when I decided to actively seek the answers. And so I left Zagoria for some time in the hopes of finding the knowledge that I craved. I headed north to the Caspian steppes, remembering what the Trikani tribe, a people who had regressed to a feral society of tribesmen and chieftains, what they had told me about the shaman who was their guiding light, the one who would read the signs and deliver unto them necessary guidance. They would make regular pilgrimages to him, and after the equinox, I knew that I too had to seek his guidance. The visions were not something that could be dealt with by mortal hands, and as such, I had nowhere else to turn but to the occult. Me, the most agnostic son of a bitch alive. After many months of traveling, at last I found him. He lived in an old cabin and was welcoming. We talked over an open fire and I told him about my situation. The answers I received were overwhelming. The shaman called it Sethis, and different human tribes have long known it by many other names. From what I was told, it is considered to be the serpent spirit of revenge, golden red, an otherworldly aspect given form and drive by human emotions, one of many. It thrives on purposeful conflict. The shaman told me that it has existed in the void since the dawn of the human race, but its constitution waxes and wanes with the dedication to and execution of acts of revenge. It has no moral alignment. Good nor evil matters little to it, only the balancing of the scales, the need for retribution, as undeniable as hunger is to a starving man. The intensity in my foolish wish for revenge during the equinox was enough to awaken it, to pique its interest, and grant me just the tiniest morsel of its attention.
To vengeance.
Now, it was hungry. The shaman also told me something else. I'm apparently marked with something called the Favor of Sethis. Essentially, it is a curse which acts as a boon. Sethis protects my vessel, but at some form of price. The shaman was a little bit vague as to what that price actually was. But as it shares my mind, I will never be at peace, nor will I ever feel harmony in the arms of a loved one. Until it attains its goals, the shaman told me, I was cursed with an unending life. This confirmed my suspicions, and pretty much explained how I managed to survive the Zolotar bombing. As for its actual intentions, the shaman speculated that it seeks for me to kill my object of vengeance. Indeed, with the fury laced in my wish, I had been granted the means to roam the earth forever, until Max Hatter, my sworn enemy, was dead at my feet. And this was something that Sethis craved beyond anything else. Supposedly, my specific need for revenge had taken on a life of its own, and Sethis is seeking its fulfillment in some sort of a cosmic cathartic release. What happens then is unknown, but the shaman went on to fill my head with horrifying consequences. Basically, we were talking about the end times. But I am more than a serpent's plaything. Make no mistake, I am fighting this every step of the way. While I have no intention of ending my hunt, I will seek the Hatter on my own terms, not by any other design. I have gone too far to back down now. The memory of Jack still cries out for retribution. I can hear his voice, clear as day. Or at least I think it is his voice. It does intermingle with the other. But no matter. I intend to finish what I started. At the very least, I am going to capture him. And then... I don't know. I'll just have to deal with it once I have him. But I also need to get rid of this other presence in my mind. And the shaman did reveal that he could see one chance for relief in my future. One tiny sliver of hope. I need to find someone he simply referred to as the Anointed. Supposedly some kind of legendary tribal figure of hope that had been foretold. A chosen one, if you will. This individual would have the mystical powers of blocking spiritual interference seeping through onto the mortal plane, and could work to seal the breach in my mind and effectively shut out Sethis and its maddening voice once and for all. And this individual could literally be anyone. For this person allegedly is unaware of their true nature. It is a fact that the shaman, as well as his forebears, have been seeking this Anointed for generations. And now, it had become my purpose too. With all my answers laid bare before me, I decided to return to Chernarus. Considering the amount of people in that region, it was as good of a place as any to seek this Anointed. The only problem was, I had no idea how to find this person, or even where I should start. And all the while, the voice of the serpent trailed along with me.